Zildjian Company, and I'm here with Marc Damoulakis of the Cleveland Orchestra. We're going to talk a little bit about cymbal playing. I find that cymbals is one of the more misunderstood instruments and is more challenging for music educators. So Marc and I thought it would be an opportunity to put something on the Zildjian website about actually playing the instruments. So Marc is here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the cymbal grip and how you actually grip the cymbals. We'll start with the very basics. So Marc, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Obviously there are lots of ways to do this. I think the easiest way, maybe most general way, is to think of it, I like to think of it just like holding a key. So if I hold a key in the door, I put my thumb and my index finger are holding the key. It's not my whole hand isn't gripping a key. It's the same thing with a cymbal. Grab it, thumb and index finger are my fulcrum, and I can have control over the cymbal by having a tight grip and loose wrists, or I can have the cymbal be a little more free by backing up a little bit off of the bell, from the bell on the strap. I know when I was younger and I saw cymbals for the first time, what are these things for? Do you put your hands through them? Which you could put your hands through them if you wanted to try that, but the easiest way, because sometimes you have to play cymbals and a lot of other things, quickly grab the cymbal like that, general grip, it moves with you, and the left hand is the same way, except because you're generally playing at an angle, the cymbal is probably going to have a little more meat on the bell resting, in a resting position like that.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the angle of the cymbals and what position you play them in. Oftentimes in my teaching I see that, and I'm sure you see this too, where students hold the cymbals either too far out, too close to themselves, or they hold them flat. So Marc, tell us a little bit about the angle and how you incorporated that in your playing.
Sure. Again, along with my style, which is having two hands, two wrists, two arms, two cymbals working together, not just this all the time. It's variations of one or the other or both. I play at an angle like that, not straight, not completely a right angle, but 45-degree angle, approximately around there. And I'm very aware, trying to be aware that I'm not squared off, locking my feet to do that, holding my shoulders to do that. I'm trying to find a place that, again, I can be loose and relaxed, so when I make a motion for a cymbal crash, it's loose and relaxed, and the crash is beautiful and open. Okay. The tighter you get, the tighter the crash might sound.
Okay. So when you talked about movement, you talked about right hand and left hand coming up, coming down. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Something I always tell students to start with is just holding the cymbals in a playing position and taking the left hand and coming up through the body and hitting the right hand out of the way in a smooth motion. So you're not locking the cymbal there like this. You're actually hitting it out of the way. So you can step into it however you do that loosely. And then the same with the right down into the left. Not. As soon as you get stiff in the middle and lock, that stops the sound. You want to go down through. And these are practice techniques to eventually help you develop a basic approach to crashing cymbals.